Hey Jason,
What up, Will? How you doing, bro?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm good. It's a nice day here in Inglewood, California, so I'm happy about that. Chilling. Just got myself a nice little coffee. Ran into like one of my favorite Inglewood rappers. Like shit's kind of cool right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
I guess you're around home for a rare opportunity for yourself.
Yeah, yeah, I am. I just flew back. I'm actually living in New Zealand right now with my family, so I flew back here to do some stuff for Fever.
Yeah.
Here for a couple of weeks. So I just I'm staying at my with my homies in Inglewood right now. So I'm just yeah, it's actually really cool. It's really cool to be here.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, obviously your wife's from New Zealand anyway, so I was
Yep.
gonna ask, yeah, how's the wife? How's the kids? How's all of that side of life?
Yeah, yeah, good man. It was a kind of admittedly a kind of a wild 6 months for all of us. And I think the move to New Zealand really sort of really kind of leveled things out. And it's actually much cooler than I had anticipated. So they're good. They're good.
Yeah, awesome. Probably stretching your memory bank here a lot. We have talked before. It was just as Fake History was coming out, and you were touring Australia with Deftones.
Wow.
So going
Holy
back a little
shit.
bit.
Yeah, fuck,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah, I remember that whole era too. That was cool, man. I remember those shows. I got to I something happened with my passport and I couldn't play the first show that Deftones
Yeah.
tour.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was in, oh, I can't remember which city that would have been in. Did you
That would
guys
have been
just
Sydney. They did two
Sydney?
dates in Sydney and
Yeah.
I couldn't play the first one or whatever. So I had to play the second one.
The irony is too big here because one of my side jobs, I wish this was my permanent job, but obviously money, is actually working at the passport office. So that's hilarious.
What? That's crazy.
Anyways, when we talked that many years ago, I remember this vividly because it stayed with me, and I've been doing this job for like 19 years. I said
Yeah.
to you, how does it feel at the moment to be sitting on my favorite post-hardcore record I've heard in decades?
I love that. That's amazing, bro. Thank you for that. That's so cool.
I thought it was cool. Anyways, so nice to see you again. Thank you for your time well, for me this morning. I'm guessing it's afternoon in Inglewood.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Ah, okay. Well, thank you for your time. It's so nice to catch up again.
Yeah, of course, brother. Of course.
It's pretty crazy history Let Live have, not a fake history. Sorry, pun intended. I'm just wondering how this, because we all thought the mission was done, the demonstrations were done. We all thought it was kind of over in 2017, but now we have this amazing surprise that it's all come together again for, I'm guessing, some kind of farewell or whatever this is going to be. What were the steps leading up to this to happening in 2025?
Yeah, man, to be real, it was just us, the three of us getting together, Mijan and Jeff getting together and just reconnecting is it how it started. It wasn't even like we didn't call each other up and be like, yo, should we play some shows? Da, da, da. Nah, it was like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Like, how are you? What's going on? Come over. And then we were just kicking it and we just kept kicking it. And then the inevitable was that, we would reminisce, right? And there's nostalgia and there's all
Mm.
attached to our relationship. And we were just talking about the past and then we were talking about the present and the world and where we are and sort of how we're seeing everything as it unfolds. For me, it was like spiritually, intellectually, all these things. But then they were in very similar places as well with all of that. And once we realized that we were sort of all experiencing the sort of same but different, having the same experience within our own journeys, we then were like, oh, maybe the world and us could use a let live performance. So it was like after however long months of us kicking it, we were like, well, why don't we see about like a show or two, or and then it was like, oh, maybe we could do some stuff in the US. And then we went, yeah, but then like there's the UK, and then we loved Australia and blah, blah, blah. So it just like organically sort of unfolded this way. It wasn't like really too much premeditation as far as the planning. We just thought once we realized we were all willing to do it because we needed to versus like wanting to, we felt like we
Yeah.
needed to.
Yeah.
we just it just sort of it just kind of unfolded pretty naturally.
Yeah, that's awesome. Obviously, that you still are so connected with the Let Live guys. That's really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a family when you're in a band, and especially one that you committed to for so long. So it's
Yeah.
really cool that you guys are in touch like that. I'm guessing some form of jamming together, practicing has happened. Was the chemistry, biology, the spark still all there and quick to like ignite again?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we haven't even stepped in the studio yet, like
Oh.
an actual rehearsal studio yet. So we just got together and kicked it. But we have been like, I mean, honestly, all the energy came from just like remembering how we used to play, and like we were
Mm.
like, "Yep, that's so sick," and just like again, just exchanging ideas and what that could look like today. I'm pretty positive as long as I can personally put myself in a position where I am, good enough to healthily and safely perform let live music. I think it's gonna be fucking great.
Yeah, absolutely. You're kind of reading my mind a little bit here. Obviously, a big part of the Let Live demonstration is your wild antics on and off stage. But I did I did read quite some time ago about whether it was Let Live or Fever 333 about you actually going through some therapy about it, trying to see if there was a way to, understand the switch that goes off in your head when the
Yep.
music starts.
Yep.
Did anything come from that, or did you discover certain things about why, that adrenaline rush, that change of character happens to you when music happens? Not that I'm complaining, because I've always loved Let Live's performance.
Yeah, yeah. Well, man, eh, very recently I
Mm,
was like journaling essentially. I was journaling, I was writing down my thoughts on why I behave the way I do on stage and why I write and perform the way I do. And what I came to when I was writing was I think a lot of what I've been doing is exhibiting my feelings, but
mm.
not exploring them.
Oh,
If that
right.
makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
was
absolutely.
so I go on stage and I would sort of almost feel as though I was able to leave those feelings there and then escape them. What I was doing,
Mm,
a lot of what I was doing was able to, when I would get off stage, is it was escapism, and
mm.
um, and so I think that now that I've reflected on that, and that was really recently, like maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, like real
Right.
recently.
Wow.
A lot having to do with the fact that I have to return to these emotions, to play
Mm,
let live music. So
yeah.
I think that now that I see that that's what I'm doing, I'm now working on methods and tools to put me into position where a more healed, a more cognizant version of me is in control and is in the driver's seat while
Mm,
holding space for that person, because that person is in me and that person is me and will always be me, but needs to be more of a passenger than it is a driver, so that I
yeah.
can make decisions that represent who I was, but also who I can be, and so that I can show people that there is healing. It's
Yeah.
not just doom and gloom. It's not just trauma. It's not just pain that
Mm,
that can prompt or encourage this, almost like larger than life persona. This like
yeah.
pushing the boundaries type energy. Like you can still do that healed, and you can do it in a
Mm.
way that's not only safer but more powerful if you're healed. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm working on.
Oh, I love that counteraction, if you want to call it that,
Mm,
between the I guess expression of whatever kind of emotion is coming up to finding a healing for it. That's such a really good analysis, I think, and that's
mm.
amazing that journaling it is helping you in that way. That's so cool.
Yeah, yeah. I needed to figure something out, dude, because it was consuming me, and it's been decades now since I
Mm,
stepped onto a stage or picked up a microphone or guitar or drums, bass. The tools I use to write music, and I've just now, late 30s, realized, oh, this might actually be escapism,
Mm.
and so yeah, it's a really fascinating and but also exciting time to be an artist for me, for sure.
Oh, awesome. You are talking about revisiting the Let Live songs that, might spark different kind of feelings, emotions, and all that. I have, ever since you guys kind of disbanded, I've been listening to Let Live quite a lot anyways. But one thing I've noticed, especially with If I'm the Devil, like the relevancy still and how eerily haunting that is. So Copper
Mm,
Colored Quiet,
mm.
we're here to watch the world burn. That is so relevant in US. Hell, it's coming to Australia. You know,
Yeah, man.
you're talking about that revisiting those songs. When you listen to something like that, that's nearly 10 years ago, and it's hitting
Yeah.
like it is at the moment. How does that make you feel?
like a like a quasi hood prophet. Nah, it's like it's interesting because like these are just my observations, right? And I
Mm,
didn't really have a timeline on them. I could just see it, right? And I think
yeah.
that I think one of the duties, if any, and this is my belief, is that I have a duty. I am duty bound as an artist to offer insight into the truths that I see and
Mm,
put a soundtrack to that and put it in a way that can be absorbed or accessed so that more people can understand it or at least at the very least titrate their access to the things that may be hard to see or say or experience or accept in
mm,
society. And so with those songs in particular, I was really, really, really opening myself up to the dismal possibilities of the future that we
Lovely
were
to
laying
speak to
before
you.
us,
Thanks for having me.
and
Thank
I think
you.
that, in order to tackle them, you have to acknowledge them. And so that's really all I was doing. And part of me, of course, like I do wish that I was wrong.
yeah.
I wish I was wrong, um, but that doesn't change the fact that I found it necessary and still find it necessary to elucidate the possibility. And now that we're here, I'm like, all right, what do we do about it? Because
Mm,
we're here now. So
yeah.
yeah, man, it's interesting for sure. I thought a
Yeah.
lot about that, and that song in particular for sure is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I another side hustle job I have is helping managing a tattoo studio, and
Love
I
it.
actually had Let Live playing while I was doing the boring side of bookkeeping and all those things, and that
Yeah,
song came on, and one of the tattoo artists, besides loving the music, was just like,
yeah.
"Whoa, whoa, is this recent? Like that song is so relevant
Wow.
right now."
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
To their beautiful innocence, they're in their like 20s. I'm 40, you're
Yeah,
late 30s,
yeah,
so
yeah,
Let Live was probably not on their radar. But I
yeah,
found
yeah.
that I was just like, whoa, like music is timeless. There you go, prime example.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about this discography that we're obviously going to adventure, are there particular songs you're pretty excited to put on the live element again?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I keep saying like the first song, whatever that is, we don't know yet, but the first song of the set in the first city of whatever region we're in is like what
Yeah.
I'm because I like to see how
Okay.
that changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be in Brisbane, it's gonna feel different than it does in Chicago, and
Of course.
Chicago is gonna feel different than it does in fucking Stockholm, or you know what I'm saying, like, or
Yeah.
fucking Amsterdam. Like it's all gonna feel different and unique to the area, especially because of how that region may be experiencing the content that might be in that song, right?
Mm,
Like
mm.
I think that there's an energy that shifts and that moves and is created and throughout the world, and I think that it'll be interesting to see how it manifests in each beginning of each set in each region for sure.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm guessing the first album won't be visited, but everything from that is kind of what you're going to go through.
Yeah, I think it's fair game, dude. I think it's
Yeah,
like yeah, from Fake History on, I think we'll be rocking some shit. Yeah.
yeah, awesome. One thing that probably people like that tattoo artist have described, and many who didn't get the chance to see Let Live but probably did the YouTube hunts because that's the world we live in at the moment.
Yeah,
They've
yeah,
probably seen the injuries you've sustained, all of those
yeah,
elements. What do
yeah.
you recall as your worst injury from the stage?
Yeah, that was in Let Live.
Yeah.
I fucking put my hand through a window, and when I tried to pull it out, um, I got a large shard of glass through the bottom of my wrist
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
and out the top. So it went through my arm. And me being again like you know, I mean, I mean, yeah, the idiot that I was, I continued playing, and as I was playing, it was my dominant hand, my right hand, and
Yeah.
as I was going like this, my 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 flexor tendon was being serrated by the
Oh
by the
no.
um by the glass, and then
Yeah.
my median nerve as well. So I severed both median nerve and flexor tendon, and then while we were playing, someone had called the ambulance, and the guys did like a jam and a break so they could look at my arm, and they were like, "You need to
Yeah.
leave right now." Like, I need to finish this set. So I signed something denying care, finished the set, and by the time I got off stage, I was like chalk white. And my homie's like, "Bro, you got to get to the hospital." So I go to the hospital, and yeah, I mean, go through that, and I thought I had broken my arm. I
Yeah.
didn't even know that. I thought it was bone that was coming out. It
Yeah.
was all bloody. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit, I compound fracture." And then they did an X-ray. They're like, "Good news, you didn't break your bone." I'm like, "Oh, amazing." They're like, "Bad news is it's a fucking piece of glass that went through your arm and it severed your fucking your tendons and nerves." So yeah, I had to have surgery that night in Lubbock, Texas, and yeah, it was crazy, dude.
I'm hoping full system works here.
I got a little bit. I've limited range in motion, but I can still play
Uh,
guitar, play drums,
cool.
bass, keys, and
Yeah.
stuff. And I've got limited feeling, but it's all good. It still works.
Okay. Well, that that's the most important thing, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
uh, one of the favorite parts of you as a vocalist that I've always enjoyed was your guest appearances, your collaborations. You know, you've
Thank you.
done Ghost Inside, Straight from the Path, Eka Vandal, Australian there,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bloody Beetroots. How do you, as a musician, enjoy collaborating with musicians that might not be in the soundscape of Let Live or Fever 333? And what's been your favorite kind of collaboration?
That's a great question. My favorite thing to do is to go outside of whatever genre I may be like immediately associated with. I love doing
Yeah,
that because I think that it makes you think differently. It also, for me, it sort of represents other things that I love, because if anything I do it because I think it's cool. Like
yeah,
it could be fucking classical. Like if a fucking
mm,
classical, like a symphony, wanted me to do something, if I thought it was sick, I would do it.
yeah,
Um, and so for me, it's just like really stretching myself and what I think is possible, and also just like, how do I exist in this genre or this form of art. My favorite, fuck, I don't know. I don't really know my favorite one necessarily, but back in the day was really cool. I did some stuff, like I'm talking way back in the day before anyone other than like locally really fuck with Let Live. I did some stuff with my homies that were a rap group, and
Oh,
back
cool.
then, yeah, and back then it was like, it just was not in our area. It just like was not common to have like a post-hardcore dude on a
Mm.
rap track, like, and they were like rap, like conscious backpack underground hip hop, and we actually performed. We're like, I'm here right now in Inglewood, in the like near the area where we all perform together.
Wow.
Yeah, so like doing stuff like that it really means a lot to me. But just real quick, let me shout out Eka though, because Eka's
Yeah.
having a moment. She's having a moment, and that's Australia's very own. So like, shouts out to Eka for sure. Eka and
Yeah,
Richie,
it's so
those
cool.
are the homies. Hell yeah.
Um, just because I know your output quite well, anything happening with Pressure Cracks?
Yeah, man, we keep like almost doing shit, and then I like have like a mental breakdown or have to move countries or something. So,
Yeah.
so like something will happen, man. I love those boys so much, and they're such lovely people. Like I cannot even stress enough how beautiful they are as people, how compassionate, how supportive they are of me, like through all the shit that I do. Like, I know this isn't music related, but I just need to say, like, they are truly, and I'm not just saying this, they're one of my favorite groups of people that I've been able to be involved with like that. So I just need to shout them out, and hopefully we will get. It's me. I'm the fucking problem. It's like I need to get my shit, in position so we can do something for sure. I love them so much.
Yeah, that's I've got both of the 7 inches, I think it is. So love that band and I love the energy of it. So I can see why
Thank you,
they're
brother.
great people. You guys bonded obviously very well over that. Very cool
Yeah,
project.
man.
Yeah.
We did that first EP in a day. Like I did that first EP in a day. Like I did the whole EP in a day. Like wrote it and recorded it a day or no 2 days. 2 days. I wrote and recorded it in 2 days. It was
Far
like
out.
just came out, dude. It was
Yeah.
sick.
That's awesome. That's probably about all I've got anyways. We're looking forward to seeing you in Australia, obviously. It's been a while.
Thank you, brother.
Anything you're really looking forward to having experiencing doing anything back here in Oz?
Honestly, bro, I'm just like really, really excited to remind myself of what it felt like when I first arrived in Australia. Because I feel like the Australia for me was the moment in my career where I felt like I had arrived,
Yeah.
in my career and in my life. Like I was like, oh my
Mm.
God, art has taken me uh to another hemisphere, and it has taken me I essentially circumvented the globe. Like I'm on this journey right now because of art, and people here want to hear my art, and that's why I was able to get here and be, supported. And it was just such a beautiful and sort of really seismic sort of shift in my soul when I went to Australia for the first time. So it's gonna be really nice to go back with the band that I had that feeling with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. That's so
yeah,
cool.
man.
Well,
It'll
we're
be good.
I'm counting the days. I'm sure thousands are. So, thank you for coming back together with Let Live. Thank you for coming to us. That's the most important thing. And can't
Thank
wait
you,
to see
brother.
you. It's been good catching up.
I appreciate you, Will. Thank you so much, brother.
No worries. You have a good day. Enjoy your coffee.
Thanks, dude.
See you, mate.